Welcome to Sitting with Shay. We're gearing up for a new school year, and we're here to help families prepare both academically and emotionally. So joining me today is one of the DPS loyal guys. Welcome Allen Webb to the show. Welcome, Mr. Webb.
Thank you, Shay. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. I'm excited to have this conversation. I know parents are getting ready, as well as students. And as this new school year approaches, what are some of the successful strategies that you've really seen for students who are trying to prepare academically?
I would just say having a schedule, a calendar that works well for my wife and I with our two kids, and just trying to get them back in that natural regimen, right? And then also focusing on their sleep schedules. The summertime, they've been up all night, sleeping all day, on the phone, on the PlayStation or whatever. So really just slowly trying to work them back into a schedule that would make them effective for this upcoming school year.
I appreciate that. Students, I hope you're not too mad at us, but we're here to help you. Now, I know there's some challenges that we're seeing students face when it comes to balancing their schoolwork with extracurricular activities, overcoming those challenges. Do you have maybe a tip for the parents or the students and how we can balance these? They want to do volleyball, they want to be in school, they want to do student council, they want to do all these things, and they want to hang out. Like, how do they balance this?
Yeah, that can be difficult. We have two kids of our own, ourselves, and they're both in extracurricular activities. So we always try to figure out ways where there could be a carpool situation to help out with our personal schedules. And for dinner, that's always an everyday question. And so we try to crock pot for this upcoming school year, and it just helps our schedule. So
I love that. You got to find effective things that work for your household. I think that's so important because we know parents, you're overloaded as well. So we want to be mindful of how we can help you and support you during this time. As we look at these experiences these youth are having and parents that are really looking for support to manage the stress and anxiety. I know I have a nephew that's going into high school and this is his first year and he has high anxiety of like, what is high school like? Can you give a tip on how we can really help them with this anxiety that they're feeling going into these new school years?
Just being excited for them, having the conversation and being a better listener, and just encouraging them to network. They're on their journey of, becoming a better student, going from a teenager into adulthood, and it's a fun time. And one thing you can't do is, there's no repeats, right?
Ooh, so, there's no repeats.
In terms of age,
In terms of age, right. There's no repeats.
Yes.
I love that. That's one of the things I said, like, enjoy this time. It's, that fresh new beginnings where you're like, I don't know anybody, and then later on you have this tribe, and it's like, enjoy the moment.
Absolutely.
Because they go by so fast, trust me. When we think about social preparation and the struggles with friendship and social dynamics, we know that school is one thing, but when we look at those dynamics and when you're looking at these educators and parents, what are some of the things you guys are using to help students find their tribe and find where they belong? How do we help them navigate the system?
Yeah, I think coming from a parent perspective, it's just good to have good communication and dialogue with your child. Again, encouraging them to make new friends, and then also trying to cut back down on screen time and setting parental things with their social media platform as well. I'm a big believer in that. And then oftentimes there's a lot of resources in the school that kids do have access to. So as a parent, it's just, it's really important for them to be intentional and to go seek out those resources and help their kids out in that fashion.
There we go. Parents, there's some work for us to do as well out there. A big part of this technology, you hit the nail on the head. Technology is a big part of education right now, right? And you just said what I say most of the time, limiting screen time, please. So what are some things that you feel like make students successful because their screen time is managed? What do you see that cause and effect?
Right, so it's really just getting into a new regimen, right?
Yeah.
Setting reading time aside daily, challenging the entire family. If you have a little one, read with them. If they're maybe older, make sure you set a time for them to read. I call it kind of mental calisthenics, but then it's just all within the schedule that you build. So, like, I believe in family schedules because there is a lot that has to be managed, but ultimately it's just going in and being intentional.
I love that. We got to be intentional. And finally, I think about resources. You said about resources and support systems. I know you're amongst community, you're in DPS, so you get a lot of privilege in seeing like how we can actually help these students. What do you think maybe a most valuable resource for students or parents that are preparing for the school year could be? Are there some resources they can find and look for?
Yeah, so one, people can go to they can look up, well, they can go to the Denver Public Schools website, and then they can type in the search bar community hubs. There's about 6 all scattered around in the Denver metro area, and they offer a plethora of resources, whether it's basic needs, whether it's clothes, winter coats, GED preparation. And this is just not for Denver residents. This is for, Aurora residents. However it goes, if you go, they're gonna help and support you.
I had no idea. I just learned something new. I don't have to be in DPS to get the help from you guys. This is amazing. Parents, please take advantage of this help. Allen, if you guys don't know Allen, this is the former Mayor Webb and Miss Wilma Webb's grandson. So I'm excited anytime I can sit down with you and talk about all the amazing things you're doing and partnering in our community. So thank you for the work that's happening and your experience and insight. I hope you parents at home feel a little bit more energized about getting your students ready for this new year. And students, please, let's get some challenges and let's make sure as you're facing these challenges, you prepare yourself and take the resources that you need. Sitting with Shay J is all about helpful conversations right here in our community. So thank you for watching and meet me here next Saturday, Sitting with Shay J.